that you get the maximum glucocorticoid receptor inhibition, so anti-catabolic effects, and the maximum amount of anabolic to androgenic dissociation. So that means a lot of anabolism, but no androgenic effects on the prostate. Something that I prefer to use once every couple of months is Cerebrolysin. It increases neurogenesis overnight to make you a little bit sleepy, but that makes you wake up, man, like you're on holiday every day. No, it's amazing.
I learned all that stuff from you. These are compounds I'm hearing about for the first time, so it's very interesting.
So Cerebrolysin is brain-derived neurotropic factor. So it basically resets and your brain and causes neurogenesis. And if you just come off a contest prep with Trenbolone, Trenbolone is not so good for your brain health, obviously. You have a little bit of, in animal models, it shows that it builds up amyloid plaque, which you can mitigate with melatonin supplements or just going to bed normally. But I feel that something like Cerebrolysin can kind of undo some of the harm that some of these steroids can cause on your brain. And then a course of 5 milliliters, 2 milliliters intramuscularly before bed for a month or two can be a game changer for a lot of people. Like I'm running a low dose of Tren right now, and it doesn't affect me at all.
And I think that's the key word you said, low dose, right? I think anything in moderation is going to be, you're going to have just probably less side effects than if you were to, like, if you have half a glass of red wine a night, it's going to be much different than if you have 8 glasses of red wine a night. Like,
true.
And these are the difference in dosing that we're talking about when it comes to Tren. So like you're on, I think I saw you post 100 milligrams a week or 150?
25 per week.
25 per week. So like we're talking so now
it's not even worth the syringe. Most bodybuilders would say it's not worth the syringe, but
exactly.
I did a deep dive on Trenbolone. I reviewed all 680 studies on Tren. None of them are performed on humans, by the way. It's all on animals. There's not a single study of Trenbolone performed on humans that's available. So I calculated based on the animal models, doing some conversion, that at 25 milligrams for a 225, 100 kilo bodybuilder, that you get the maximum glucocorticoid receptor inhibition, so anti-catabolic effects, and the maximum amount of anabolic to androgenic dissociation. So that means a lot of anabolism, but no androgenic effects on the prostate. 25 milligrams per day. In my deep dive, I kind of go through the dosage ranges based on body weight. And honestly, it's the best thing I ever did because I get all of the benefits and 0 side effects.
So okay, so that's what I was saying. So 25 a day, so that would equal
a week.
Oh, so still a week.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're doing 4 a day then? Is that right? Or 4, 3.5, 4 a day?
Yeah, 4 milligrams per day sub-Q.
You take that, I'm guessing, with an insulin needle, right?
Yeah, so I mix an entire week's worth of steroids in a sterile vial. So I get my test, my Mastro, my Primo, my Tren, and the Winstrol I inject separately. My stack is extensive, but it's a low dose of multitude of different compounds. And then I just shake that up. I inject all the oil-based stuff subcutaneously for the most stable serum levels. And that way I don't create any scar tissue. Because the problem with bodybuilding is you have to inject steroids over years, decades. And then every time you go intramuscularly, you create scar tissue. And then you lose definition in your shoulders, in your glutes, your quads, you maybe poor range of motion. And you and me, we both like full range of motion. So if my glutes are tight from a 1 milliliter or 3 milliliter shot, how am I going to go ass to grass? So I stopped doing intramuscular shots a long time ago, besides the Cerebrolysin. Yeah, besides the Cerebrolysin, because it's a 5 milliliter injection, but that's water-based. It goes in like butter. But the oil, it just sits there, right? It sits there for maybe 2 weeks. So I inject it subcutaneously, and it's very easy for TRT guys to do. And you can do 1 gram cycles per week, bodybuilder cycles, I think sub-Q as well. But if you go to 2 grams, 3 grams, obviously for some contests, it's going to be difficult. So if you do everything sub-Q, you don't build up any scar tissue, and you don't affect your range of motion. So this is the best thing I've ever done in my life. My knees feel perfectly healthy. I don't have any pain doing glute bridge. You know, my upper glutes where normally you would inject. I don't feel weird bubbles in my quads doing super deep leg presses. So that was a huge game changer for me the last couple of years. The weird thing is that now you have like a little bit of a fat patch on my upper glutes where I inject subcutaneously. But that's okay. Only the wife sees that. You know, and she doesn't mind. It's just more meat to
there you go.
hold on to. Yeah, so she can't complain. So So that's one of those bigger changes that I made the last couple of years. Hey, if we're talking about cycles, we should discuss your contest prep cycle.
Yeah,
So
let's run through it. I'd be interested to see like what you thought about like, I sent you some photos like as I progressed through prep. So maybe just taking a look at those, and if you agree with me, maybe the Vancouver look was my best look, not my best look. Obviously, the lighting's gonna be different, but there were some photos like kind of leading up to the show as well.
Which pictures do you want to start with? I have 1 week out.
Well, whatever you want to, however you want to run it.
You did USA. Let's do 3 weeks out first.
I think this must have been 3 weeks out. Vancouver, I believe.
You can see this, right?
Yeah, that's 3 weeks out. Vancouver, because I'm still shrugging my shoulders and my front lats, so I think it was before I improved my posing.
So this is really good. You look dice to the socks here, full as a house. See side chest, you get a little bit of fat in your lower glutes and hamstrings, but that's normal for 3 weeks out. And of course, you time the drugs in a way where you start to drop water retention the last 2 weeks. Yeah, this is a very good look. A little bit on the flat side, some poses. Oh, naked shots, nice. Of course. Let's have a look at the 1 week out. You did the USA's first, right?
This was Vancouver first.
Oh, Vancouver first. Okay, so we'll do 1 week out before the Vancouver. So here we can compare glutes here. You're basically dialed in. Hamstrings are in. Glutes are separated. Lower back is in. This is a very good look. A little bit more dicey 1 week out. Still a little bit of fat in the lower glutes and hamstrings. These are great shots, man. Let's have a look at your stage pics. Show the...
it's USA's.
Oh, show the Vancouver. Yeah, it looks like a good peak. I think with 2 more weeks of dieting at Vancouver, you would have been leaner, obviously, with more separation in your glutes, even though it was already there. Right? Could have been a little bit drier, but
so that's the guy on the left, the red. That's the one that won.
Yeah. So he's a little bit more crispy.
I think he had a deserved victory, but even in that shot, so if you go back to the back shot. I just think there's just so much more. Like if you zoom in on just the two of us, the only thing I would say is like there was just so much more pop and bubbliness, and like look at the rear delts, arms, lats.
Yeah, you have a lot of mass. You're clearly 1 or 2 weight classes above him. It's just sometimes they want to go with conditioning. Like what they always say, conditioning wins shows, and it's really the flavor of the day. What they're going for. Yeah, you could have been a little bit more tanned, but then again, your proportions are absolutely amazing. It's so hard to see sometimes from these pictures who was really the clear winner. Let's see, you have some great shots though on stage. Absolutely diced. This one is great, man. This picture.